Well, I didn't expect you for another 15 minutes.
Couldn't wait to see you.
Listen, let me go get my stuff out in the hall. I'll be right with you.
All right. Well, Nola, it's good to have you back. Your family's been kind of worried about you.
Yeah, I know. How's Kelly and Morgan?
Well, Kelly is on the last week of his clerkship, and Morgan is in New York getting ready to go to St. Croix.
Really?
Yeah, she's filming a TV commercial down there.
Wow. I remember when Kelly started his clerkship. That was last summer. We're really different people now than we were then.
Yeah, we all are. What do you say, cute stuff? Ready to go?
Yeah, but you know, Mom just went out to a film with Mr. Fancher and Mrs. Peterson, so why don't we just hang around till they get back so Nola doesn't have to be alone.
No, really,
here.
come on, go out and enjoy yourselves, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, listen, you want to come swimming with us? We can always get a sitter at the nurse's residence.
No, I want to stay with Kelly Louise. I'm fine.
Okay, well, then I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, and if my light's on, why don't you come up and talk?
Okay,
Okay. Dr. Bauer, congratulate Kelly for me on his internship. And then tell him I hope he gets down to St. Croix, because it's really romantic down there.
Tell him.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Good night. Oh, boy. I'm gonna have to get used to being alone. Because that's the way it's gonna be from here on out.
So you're all alone, are you, Nola? Then it's time for me to even the score.
Hello, Nola. I think we have a great many things to say to each other.
I don't think we have anything to say to each other.
That is not true, Nola. Now try to understand what I was feeling. When we escaped from that island, I saw the work of a lifetime go for nothing. Imagine, I saw the Temple of Gold, and then I had it snatched away from me,
I
and...
understand, Mr. McCord. But see, you keep blaming me, and I want to know when you're going to stop blaming me, because it wasn't my fault.
Why are you being so defensive about this? Have I ever said it was your fault?
Well, you didn't have to. The way you looked at me was enough.
I will never understand the way the female mind works.
What's that got to do with anything?
You're being so emotional. You're taking everything on a personal basis.
Of course I'm going to take this personally. I saw you and Helena together on that island. I saw you go off in that dive boat together back to St. Croix. How do you think that made me feel?
Well, how do you think it made me feel? I finally get back to St. Croix, and where are you? Gone. I wasn't thinking right, and neither were you. I just wanted to get away from that damned island. Forget about all the reminders of my greatest failure.
That was one of those reminders.
Damn it, Nola. When are you going to stop putting everything on a personal basis? I am a scientist. Don't you realize that? I was looking at everything in a purely professional way.
Well, I'm not a scientist. I'm a woman and I have feelings. And I thought what we had together meant something. It meant something to me. And you know what I think? I think that you're ashamed about the times that you forgot about being a scientist and just let yourself be a man.
Obviously, I made a great mistake in allowing our relationship to go beyond the purely professional level. Damn it, Nola. Nola, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Well, perhaps I came over too soon to try and explain things. You know, everything is still fresh in our minds. In a few days, I'll be able to deal with my frustration, and you'll be able to put things in a proper perspective, and we'll be able to discuss these things like two adults instead of like two children.
I don't think so. A few days isn't going to change anything for me. I think what I'll do is I'll just call Mrs. Renfield sometime next week, and I'll find a time when you're out of the house, and I'll take everything that belongs to me and Kelly Louise, and I'll be out of your way.
Nola, that is not what I want. What I want...
Hello, Mr. McCord.
Hello, Mrs. Reardon. How are you?
I'm fine now that Nola's back and I know she's safe.
How is Kelly Louise?
She's fine.
Mr. McCord was just leaving.
Good night, Mrs. Reardon.
Night. Honey, I'm sorry. I knew the minute I walked in it was a personal conversation. I'm sorry my timing is so bad.
No. I'm glad you came in when you did.
Oh, honey, what went wrong?
Everything.
Oh, Nola. Oh, I told you when you went away not to get your hopes up, honey. I didn't want to see you hurt again. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear.
Well, you were right, Mom. I never should have cared about somebody. Somebody doesn't even know what feelings are all about. All of it's gone, Mom. All the promises I had, everything's falling apart just like it did.
To upset you. It's just that I think you're making a terrible mistake in allowing Helena to stay in this house. I had to speak my mind.
That's not what's upsetting me. It's an accumulation of things. First, I find that temple of gold, and then I lose it. And now Nola is angry and hurt and threatening to leave her work here. My whole world is falling apart, and there's not a bloody thing I can do about it.
Believe me, I do understand what you're going through. But having Helena in this house is only complicating matters further. I don't trust her. I never have, and I never will. And if Silas Crocker is still alive, we're all in terrible danger. Now you must take all the artifacts that you and Professor Taylor have collected and get them out of this house immediately. Especially the golden cradle. Give them to a museum where they'll be safe. If Crocker knows you have them, he'll want them only for their monetary value.
You're right, of course, but I can't think of that right now with everything else on...
But you must think about it now. I have those precious artifacts hidden away. But if Silas and Helena decide to steal them, there isn't a place in this house where they'll be safe.